down, will never come down. When the sun comes up, we'll be feeling how we do right now. My heart's on fire, coming down to the wire. While the world sleeps, we'll keep burning brighter and brighter.
October has been tricky, and with rain most days and only one fine spell of 4 days, we will end up about 1.5% behind this month last year, which all things considered is far from a disaster. Finally, there is a decent prolonged dry spell and we can get our third lot of silage off, which makes us about 80% of the way through the 25 hectares we ended up shutting. That's 1/3 of the total farm area. These days, the trusty tractor is the workhorse of the farm, and today, the old girl is busy. The weather has been difficult for the cows, so we have continued feeding half a bale of second cut hay to the milkers on the days we aren't topping. It seems to help keep the bloat under control and they really enjoy it. This paddock was topped last time we grazed it, so there's not any mature seed heads and the base is really leafy. That's the main reason why we go for an early start to topping, is it gives us a chance to take the base out, and otherwise you get a whole heap of wooden material at the bottom here, but that's all easily grazable now and it's green and leafy, so yeah, I'm happy for them to graze. I don't want to get carried away with mowing this year. I've often wondered about the relationship between milk urea and the conception rates of the cows during mating. And I remember a couple of years ago we were having quite long spells of wet weather, it would have been towards the end of November, and the milk urea spiked over 40, and on those, throughout that period our conception rate was actually very, very low. And so I was thinking about that, and I was trying to figure out if I could somehow map it with last year's milk urea data, and I have the conception rates for the days, and see if there was a relationship. Because I don't remember any of the statistics that I learnt back in 7th form, I couldn't finish off that. I haven't finished that. And so I was trying to look at a more simple way of doing it. And then I started thinking about the fertiliser and how to do that, and putting it on at half rates just to keep it a little bit more stable. So what we'd typically do is start putting fertiliser on the 16th of October, and I'd go back about 10 days in the grazing rotation and fertilise from there. It's just an efficiency thing to try and get it done as quickly as possible. So what I did last week was I went through our conception rate data from last year's mating, and I knew that the first 5 days of mating, those grazed paddocks, the paddocks those cows were grazing on those particular days, they had not been fertilised. The conception rate was 72%. And then in the next period, when we'd been grazing the paddocks that had only had a sort of 10 days worth of recovery since fertiliser, the conception rate dropped down to 56%. By that point, we would have been following the cows with the fertiliser because we would have caught up. And so the paddocks would have had probably 21 days recovery time since the application of fertiliser. And so in that next spell of paddocks, the conception rate went back up to 62%. And so for the rest of the mating, having followed the cows and given a 21-day recovery, the conception rate sat between 62 and 72%. I thought, well, that's quite interesting. So I went and looked at the previous year's data, and it was kind of the same blip in that period where I'd been putting fertiliser on 10 days going back 10 days and putting fertiliser on, the same thing. I thought, well, that's just the excuse that I need to not put any fertiliser on. And so I ended up deciding to wait until we started mating, we started mating on the 23rd. So since the 23rd of October, each day I've been putting fertiliser on behind the cows, so it has at least 21 days to recover. And I don't even know if it's going to be repeatable, but that's the plan. I've got one paddock to do and then it'll be tether on, so. That paddock I just tethered is bloody heavy.
Yeah, that's the heaviest crop.
That seal doesn't look 100%. Another couple of years.
What seal?
That rubber.
Yeah, that rubber. Just a rubber. Just gonna put some pressure on it.
A bulbul, is it? I can hear a mower. They must be mowing some silage somewhere, Emo. Yeah, brr, brr. Underneath this water is a 6-inch clay tile that we found the other day, and so we're cleaning the line to see if we can get this water to get away before we could fill the hole in. Ain't that good, Dad?
Here. I'll put it in here.
I think the level here.
Yes, this is one spot.
Yeah.
I'll put it
up there.
Are you up? He's in the pipe,
Yeah.
Right.
They're up here.
We're dealing with that one there in the middle.
That's a clay
think-
pipe.
Right?
That's a clay pipe.
Yeah, and I think there's also one that goes up here,
Oh.
up above it, but I'll check.
So have you actually figured out One of the repeating challenges we face on baling day is a 5-year-old who has no concept of time. So it doesn't matter what time we tell him the baler is coming, because every 5 minutes he will be asking, "When will the baler be here, Mum?" So to help him pass the time, we threw him in a manhole to unblock a drain pipe.
State. So Baba actually made some steps here.
Yeah.
Baba made some steps for him to get down.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
So we
We're going to pop that pipe back in.
we just
It is the first time all season there has been any real heat in the sun, so we raked up the silage and left it in the row for 3 hours to dry out better. By the time the baler arrived, it was perfect. As the sun sets on a successful day making silage, I like to take a minute to thank our trusty tractor. We spent a lot of time together today, and we'll do it all again tomorrow when we cut the next lot. That's all from us this week. Thanks for watching.